everybody. It's Richard Kirkham from Kirkham A Movie A Day and the Lambcast. I'm with you today to talk about a movie that came out over the Christmas vacation and that's still lingering in theaters, doing a little bit of business. It's one of those films that's pretty disposable. One of the reasons that I didn't spend a huge amount of time writing about it is because there's not really that much to say that is critical or thoughtful about the movie, because the movie is really kind of just a piece of entertainment, not meant to be taken seriously. It's the 2025 version of Anaconda, a reboot, so to speak, of the original CGI fest from back in the 90s, featuring J-Lo and Ice Cube and John Voight and Eric Stoltz. By the way, they all get name-checked in the new edition of this film. The reboot is an attempt to have some fun with the concept of Hollywood rebooting things in the first place. It makes fun of both the idea of the concept and the amateur status of the people involved. In this case, it's Paul Rudd and Jack Black, who play a couple of guys who in school, when they were young, loved the idea of making movies. They did their own version of an action film when they were 11 and 12 that they had a lot of fun doing, and their plan was always to go to Hollywood and become successful. Well, Paul Rudd's character goes to Hollywood and he becomes an actor who gets a few parts here and there. His big gig was being on SWAT for a few episodes, and that's an accomplishment, but it's not much to build a career on. Years later, he reconnects with Jack Black, his childhood friend, who has remained back in their hometown making wedding videos and doing okay at it. If you think having a B+ life is okay, then he's doing fine. But the truth of the matter is that both of them still have some desire to do something bigger. Paul Rudd's character basically contends that he owns the rights to Anaconda, that he got them from the author of the book, and they begin to try to put together a crew of their old friends to be able to make a remake of the movie. Jack Black's character writes a script, everybody's enthusiastic about it, and then of course they're trying to find money to finance this project, and it's a struggle. Ultimately they come up with about $43,000, which isn't much, but it's enough to get them down to Brazil, into the Amazon, and to rent a snake. Yes, that's right, they're going to rent a real anaconda in order to make this remake that they've come up with. There's a secondary plot involving some intrigue with what may or may not be poachers in the area. It becomes clear as it goes along. It's not that important. The truth of the matter is the film isn't really meant to be taken seriously. It's full of stupid incidents and events. It's a comedy, and the nice thing about it is that it's a comedy that's playing in theaters on the big screen and that people can actually see and enjoy. It's not going to stay long in your memory. It'll be something that you can come back to occasionally if you're looking for a laugh here and there. It's full of the kind of humor that I don't usually care much for. There's a long segment that involves urination that normally I wouldn't find all that funny, but in this particular case it worked really well. The film co-stars Thandie Newton, who I haven't seen in a while, and I believe she was very different than I remember her, and her character is a lot more fun than I might have expected. It also stars Steve Zahn, who is, as usual, his interesting, quirky self. He plays a character, one of the kids who was a friend of theirs when they were kids, and he's now going to be the camera operator on this film. But he has some issues which make it a little bit difficult for him to deal with. Look, the film doesn't attempt to do anything serious. It mocks the idea of amateur filmmaking, but at the same time it kind of respects those concepts and ideas. It's having fun. And this movie, like I said, is one of the reasons I'm not writing about it is because there's not a lot of depth to the film. There's not anything that you really need to think about for a long period of time. Like I said, there are stupid elements of it that turn out to be funnier than I expected them to be. When I first saw the trailer and I saw the image of Jack Black with a boar strapped on his back, I thought, oh, how stupid can this get? Well, in the film, it is stupid, but it turns out to be really funny, and there's a punchline to it that I thought was really entertaining. I look forward to seeing movies in theaters. This is counter-programming to all of the big sci-fi films and dramas that come out at the end of the year trying to draw Oscar attention. Nobody's going to be giving any Oscar attention to Anaconda. but they are going to have a lot of fun. You can eat some popcorn, enjoy a soda, maybe have some hot tamales in your popcorn if you're a lucky person. The movie's not going to, like I say, stay in your memory for long, but you will laugh quite a few times. I did. I was surprised how often I actually got a chance to laugh during this movie. So take it from me, if you are looking for something that's mildly interesting, gives you several good laughs, and insults your intelligence, but at the same time giving you something to enjoy, then I think you could do worse than Anaconda. All right, well, thanks for coming by, and we'll talk to you again soon.